began years ago as a child. As you know, there are all types of art. And my mother started by collecting painted plates, cups, saucers from having teas with the people in the neighborhood. So I would see the various artwork on these plates, on these cups and saucers. And I just became aware of how beautiful paintings could be, not just on um, a piece of fabric or a canvas, but all over, artists everywhere. So that's how I started. My first piece, we're going to laugh about that because it was a piece that I purchased at a resale shop when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
And that piece was $2.50. $2.50. It was a painting of a little black boy, or today we would say Afro-American child. I do not have that painting today because my sister, as she comes, when she visits, she always takes something home. And she took that. She still does that. In fact, she was here last week. And she took a pillow of mine home. It's what grabs me at that time, that particular time. I think sometimes it's the mood that you're in. It's the colors. It's the way it's painted on that particular canvas. There's so many reasons for choosing a particular painting. I purchased this, it's a charcoal drawing because of the eyes. If you look at this piece here, wherever you look or wherever you go, the eyes follow you. She's very, very good with eyes. This here is Jason Jones. This was purchased in 2005. And this piece here, one of my favorites. I just love this wood. There's a funny story behind that. At the time when I purchased this, I was working at a resale store. And this art teacher came in. She was getting a divorce. And she says, you know, I'm desperate. I have to sell this. She says, I need $200. So at that particular time, I did have the $200. So this is how I acquired this. This piece was done by a student at Governor State. What he did first was made a mass of himself.
Okay.
And then made the urn or vessel and included it into this piece. I purchased it because, first of all, he was an Afro-American student, and I knew that he needed the money. That's very important to support our own.
Yes.
Okay? And I just thought it was so unique. Okay, this piece here on the bottom is an artist that loves to run around with our organization, Diasporal. Lois went to Atlanta with us, and I really got a chance to meet him. He had an exhibit out here in the south suburbs, and I thought that I would support him. As I've said before, I always try to purchase work from the artists that I know, so that I can have their energy into my home. This piece was done by a friend of mine, a very good friend, Dalton. I met Dalton, I would say about 15 years ago at Dixon Elementary School. Joan Chrysler Joan Chrysler is one of the founders of Diasporal Rhythm. Hired Dalton because she wanted to expose our children to black artists. I should never forget, we were having lunch. It was on a Wednesday. It was very cold that day. And Dalton came into the room, and I was discussing with the children the snow, how the sun would melt the snow, and it would turn from the snow into a liquid and so forth and on. And Dalton chimed in. He says, I'm going to draw that. So he started sketching. And that's when I found out he was really someone that I could really connect with.
Wow.
This piece is so wonderful to me. Every morning when I get up, the first thing I do is get my cup of coffee, bring it into my living room where we're sitting now, drink my coffee, and look at this painting. If you notice the painting, you know there's a lot of rhythm.
Yes.
Dalton paints with rhythm. If you look at the painting, you will see eyes and bowls and moons and the sheerness of the fabric that's on the woman there. I've had the painting for over 15 years, and each morning I see something that I didn't see before.
Wow.
To me, that's an excellent artist.
That's an excellent artist that can do that.
Meet the artist so that you can feel the artist's energy. Each piece that I have in my home, I know that artist. To me, that is very, very important.